Group thinking feels like agreement, but it often replaces independent thoughts. Independent thinking rarely disappears suddenly. Instead, it slowly fades away through the influence of group thinking. Humans naturally seek connection because belonging has always been linked to safety, and because acceptance feels important, people start paying attention to how groups think, feel, talk, or react. At first, this influence feels harmless as individuals begin to observe the opinions, behaviors, and attitudes within their social circle. They slowly adjust their responses to fit in, and over time, agreement becomes easier than questioning. And as agreement becomes routine, independent thinking begins to weaken. This happens because the brain constantly evaluates social risk. So, before it expresses a different opinion, it asks, will this isolate me? And if the answer to this question feels uncertain, the mind often chooses silence or conformity instead of expression. As group thinking strengthens, people begin to adopt ideas not because they fully understand them or believe them, but because they are widely accepted, and because repeated agreements creates familiarity. Familiarity then begins to feel like truth. What makes group thinking powerful is that it rarely feels forced. It feels comfortable, cooperative, and socially rewarding. But however, comfort can quietly replace curiosity. And when curiosity fades, people stop examining ideas deeply. Over time, individuals may begin defending beliefs that they never personally explored, simply because these beliefs protect their place within a group. Independent thought does not mean rejecting others or refusing cooperation. It means maintaining the ability to question, reflect, and evaluate ideas consciously. Awareness allows people to notice when their opinions come from personal understanding and when they come from social influence. So, in summary, group thinking replaces independent thoughts because belonging feels safer than disagreements, and repeated agreements creates familiarity, and something that begins to feel familiar to you also begins to feel like truth. So then, when you begin to feel comfortable in this idea that has become familiar and truthful to you, that comfort replaces your curiosity, which is what should push you to reflect or question those ideas. So, group thinking is natural, but independent thinking begins when acceptance is no longer the only guide for belief. Independent thinking begins when the fear of disagreement ends.